This is TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And the State of the Saints podcast is brought to you by Manscaped.com. Over 2 million men worldwide choose Manscaped for all their below-the-waist needs. For those that love the Lawnmower 3.0, well, I got news for you. The Manscaped engineering team has confirmed that they have successfully created the Lawnmower 4.0. The Lawnmower 4.0 gives you the ability to turn the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. The new trimmer even allows you to customize your trim all through additional guards lengths, sizes 1 through 4. And looks-wise, it's sleek with a two-tone matte and gloss finish, even features a hot foil stamp, black chrome Manscaped logo. Show your mower off loud and proud. Go to manscaped.com, use the promo code State of Saints, and you will save 20% off of the Lawnmower 4.0 as well as other Manscaped items. That's manscaped.com. What's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones. I am the host of the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk, that's right, New Orleans Saints. Thank you so much for choosing the State of the Saints podcast for your listening and viewing pleasure. Thank you so much. Shouts out to everybody in the chat as you file in. I see 36 people. 41 right now. I ask that you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you have not hit the subscribe button and you're new, just stick around. If you like the show, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for us, okay? But let's go ahead and talk about Saints training camp. Saints training camp, we knee deep in this thing right now. And it comes a time where, you know, we watch these guys practice. We see training camp. It's hot. These guys are hitting each other. You know, a lot of tackling, a lot of one-on-ones. It comes a time where we just want to see these guys go at another team, and it's going to happen in a few days from now. The New Orleans Saints will be taking on the Houston Texans in preseason football. And as boring as preseason football can be sometimes, I think we all can agree it's boring. This is one of the most exciting preseasons the New Orleans Saints have had in years past, for the fact that we see a lot of young, up-and-coming, possibly future stars of the New Orleans Saints. Not to mention, you got a new head coach. We're wondering what type of coach he's going to be, along with the coaching staff of the New Orleans Saints. Some new faces, some familiar faces that we're used to, and also some guys that we're just excited to see play in some type of way, shape, or form. I mean, one guy in particular you have to believe is going to play is Chris Olave. Another guy that we're probably going to see play a few snaps is a guy like Abram Smith, the running back out of Baylor. So there's so many other guys to choose from. Of course, we want to see offensive line. Trevor Penny maybe get a few snaps. Most likely Alante Taylor. He was nicked up early in the week. He probably won't play. But there's still some guys that we want to see go out there and see put on a black and gold, man, to see their name on the back of the jersey and give us some level of excitement. But one person that is giving us a lot to be excited about is wide receiver Michael Thomas. I don't think that we need to wonder or guess or hope anymore. Everything looks like Michael Thomas is back to his original form. If you've been following Nick Underhill, shouts out to him. He was on the Pat McAfee show today. He said that Michael Thomas looked like Michael Thomas from 2019. And that's saying a lot. I mean, if you would have said it looked like Michael Thomas for 2018, I wouldn't have been mad at you. Michael Thomas for 2017, wouldn't have been mad at you because Michael Thomas is a beast anywhere it goes. And we've been having these conversations. And if you checked out the last episode, it was pre-recorded, and I talked a little bit about Michael Thomas. And a lot of people are forgetting how special this guy actually is. people are forgetting about how good he actually was. And the last time where he played a full season, he was the offensive player of the year, and he was ranked number 5 at the NFL top 100, over 100 players. Okay. That means he was better than 95 other people that, you know what I'm saying, that the NFL selected. He was really that good, and he has come to camp with a chip on his shoulder. He has been going with the one-on-ones. Today, he had 4 completions, and all 4 of them was touchdowns. Well, as the Saints were working on their red zone. There's a lot of people out there. Let me go ahead and put this to bed right now. People are talking about Andy Dalton and how hot Andy Dalton was, how he went 6 for 6 on 11 tries, and he was red hot, and him and Michael Thomas looked like they've been playing forever. And then you have some people out there that probably have some type of hidden agenda, don't want Jameis Winston to be the starting quarterback in the first place. So everybody started talking about, man, look at Andy Dalton. First and foremost, anybody that thinks that Andy Dalton is going to start over Jameis Winston is a moron. I mean, I'm just being serious. You have to be a complete moron, a complete hater. You don't like Jameis Winston, so any way that you can find a way to try to put the little knife in his side to try to, cut him from underneath or whatever, sweep kick him or what have you, you're going to try. I like Andy Dalton. I got a lot of respect for Andy Dalton. And as a backup quarterback, you want a guy that has as much experience as Andy Dalton. You want a guy that's going to be able to come in and be able to generate some level of success. And it's good to see these one-on-ones. But Jameis Winston is a guy, and I just think that is absolutely pathetic and sad that you have people out here that just want to see Jameis Winston fail so bad and just believe in their heart of hearts that this dude cannot play the quarterback position. Well, sit back and relax, and because Jameis Winston is the quarterback for the foreseeable future, and no matter how good the red rifle looks and one-on-ones and throwing red zones, he is not the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. Also, what happened at practice was Pete Werner. Pete Werner did not practice due to a groin injury. People are moaning and groaning, humming and hawing about Pete Werner and talking about how the man is damaged goods and how he can't play. It's amazing how some New Orleans Saints fans just jump off a bandwagon. It's amazing to me how people just create narratives for guys that are so young in the league, and they just feel like the guy is just slow, and they just feel like the guy can't play. It's just amazing to me how people just create these narratives. And now people are starting talking about, oh, the Saints should have never got rid of Kwon Alexander. They should have never let Kwon Alexander go. So let me get this straight for all those people out there that's using Kwon Alexander as logic to be able to help and be able to fix the whole Pete Werner injury situation. So you're telling me that the cause to the solution to this problem is getting a guy who is known for being injured to replace a guy who is getting injured. They tell me what type of sense does that actually make? Look, I like Kwon Alexander a lot. I like Kwon Alexander a whole lot. I got a lot of respect for Kwon Alexander, but I really don't see what everybody else saw. People act like this dude was Lawrence Taylor. People act like this dude was Ray Lewis. I mean, yeah, he had a couple plays, but for the most part, the only thing I can really truly remember of any significance when it comes to Kwon Alexander is him with a red solo cup in a huddle and him shaking his dreads on the sideline to Chopper Styles. And for some apparent reason, people that are Saints fans just fall in love with all of that pomp and circumstance. And they just see guys dancing on the sidelines. Oh, he doing the Chopper Style. Look at him, man. He getting turned up. Look at him, man. I like him. I like him. Man, they need to vote him as Defensive Player of the Year. I just don't get it, man. I don't understand like why people just fall in love with these guys and they just don't understand that they're actually falling in love with the machismo instead of the whole body of work that the person is doing. Look, Pete Werner, to me, played better than Kwon Alexander last season. People are acting like Kwon Alexander was God's gift of linebacker play. His first season with the New Orleans Saints, he played in 7 games. Last year, he played in 8. Last time I checked, the NFL has 19 weeks. And what are you playing? 17 games, if I'm not mistaken? So you're playing 17 games that a team is playing, right? And they got week 18, right? So this dude played in 8 of them. So that means that he missed about 10. So I don't understand it. I don't get it. It has to be the fact that this dude turning up on the sidelines. I mean, I get it, right? We love ourselves some second line beat. We love ourselves some brass band. We love ourselves some Chopper Styles. But Chopper Styles ain't going to get nobody in the Pro Bowl. Chopper Styles ain't going to get nobody deep in the postseason. Chopper Styles ain't going to get nobody in the Super Bowl. So I wish Kwon Alexander good luck in all of his future endeavors, but it's time to move on. And I think that the Saints have some really good, solid linebackers on this team. There's some guys out there you probably can go and look for. I heard somebody talking about Roquan Smith. He's upset with the Chicago Bears. He's asking for a trade. People are like, man, why don't we go get Roquan Smith? Like money grows on trees. The guy is very unhappy with the Chicago Bears because the dude want that Skrilla. Now, the Saints, last time I checked, had to pay guys like Eric McCoy, had to pay guys like C.D. Deuce, right? You got to be able to pay some of these guys. So do you think that the Saints are going to try to aggressively try to make a trade for a guy who wants to get money, and you're going to end up, trading a fourth or a fifth or maybe in a third round pick to try to acquire a guy that you're only going to have for 1 year? So he's going to be gone if you don't pay him, and then all of a sudden you're out of a third round pick. The logic of some of these Saints fans. I mean, I just don't understand how y'all mind works. I don't know if people just playing Madden with the salary cap off when you can just go and get, any high profile player you want to, turn up the budget all the way to the top, give them a 3-year, $102 million contract. Okay, let's go play some ball. But that's not how the NFL works. Okay, you got to be able to be strategic about this thing. But you have a lot of people out here that come up with these asinine, nonsensical logic, and they expect for the Saints to follow suit. It really just does not make any sense. It's funny, it's hilarious, and it really just shows you the ineptitude when it comes to some of these people talking about football. Is really funny to me, if you want to be honest. But I'm going to have to go ahead and read some of the comments. Thank y'all for being here. 78 people right now. Go ahead and hit that like button. Appreciate it. TJ, there's a lot of top DBs who wouldn't hesitate to say Mike T is elite. They call him the bully because he's so violent with his hands and his cuts in his route. Yes, I mean, the dude is extremely violent. He's aggressive. That's just the way that he plays. You got to be that way if you're not the fastest person in the world playing a wide receiver position. Michael Thomas is a special football player. Saints fans, for some apparent reason, maybe some of y'all spoiled because the best wide receiver y'all seen was Marcus Colston, and he was pretty damn good. But I can remember the days when the Saints, they didn't have the wide receivers. They didn't have the horses in the barn, and they weren't very good. This guy does not come around all the time. And I think people just need to have an appreciation for him. No, he's not the fastest person in the world. He's not running a 4.2 like a John Ross. He's not so super elusive like a Tyreek Hill, but he's a possession receiver. You throw the 50-50 ball out there, he's going to catch it, and he's going to make guys around him better, especially when it comes to the secondary too, because they got to guard him at practice, because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to find a better wide receiver than the one that you're actually playing at practice with Michael Thomas. I'm tired of Saints fans, trying to lowball this guy. I'm just upset at some of these Saints fans. People are not giving this man a comeuppance because they fall in love once again with the narrative of the national media, trying to be accepting of what the national media believes a top wide receiver has to be. A top wide receiver, they come in many shapes and sizes, okay? You think about some of the great basketball players, right? You think about guys like the great Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon wasn't out there dunking all on people like Shaq, but he had one of the best turnaround jumpers from the baseline that you're ever going to see. Then that doesn't mean that he wasn't great, because Shaq can get the ball right under the rim and posterize a guy. I mean, you look at a guy, like a D Wade, right? D Wade was known for, his mid-range game and his slash into the rim. Don't mean that he's not great, just like Steph Curry isn't great because he doesn't really just slash as much, but he goes out and he shoots threes. There's different ways that you can skin a cat here. And I don't understand why people are trying to make it like they have this one certain type of prototypical wide receiver out here. And if you don't fall under these guidelines, then that means that you're not great. I mean, allow people to believe that if they want to. Look, if Michael Thomas continues to catch the ball at a high rate, if he continues to move the chains, if he continues to win his one-on-one matchups, then why can't you put him in a great conversation? You don't have to be the fastest person in the world, and you don't have to take the top off the defense for you to be in the top 10. but I just think that people just love a good press story. People love going to camp and they like to see these guys dressed all exotic and with the funny visors and doing all the dancing and stuff like that and all the stuff that comes with it. And they're easy to write about because they're posterizing. They're excited. People can talk about them on some of these sports networks, right? They can talk about what they did, who they was with. They was with this supermodel. They was with this Instagram model. We seen them. We spotted them with Drake, right? They like to talk about these things. But if a guy just about his business, he's productive, but he isn't out here chilling out with and rubbing elbows with some of the best and the elite of Hollywood, then all of a sudden he's not exciting enough. So since he's not exciting enough, we're going to say, oh, such and such is more exciting than him because, he dances after he celebrates. I don't know. It's just amazing to me how people just create these narratives and people just fall for them hook, line, and sinker. I mean, sometimes I just wish that people would actually do the research themselves and see how special some of these guys actually is, but they won't because it's all about entertainment at the end of the day. Looking forward to Saturday, man. Can't wait to see the squad. Yeah, I think it's going to be exciting. Saturday can't come here quick enough. Now the thing is, these folks are Saints fans. Look, they are Saints fans. They just delusional Saints fans. I mean, look, I'm not the one to sugarcoat. Some Saints fans don't know what the hell they're talking about. You got some Saints fans that don't know what the hell they talk about. Then you got some Saints fans that have been Saints fans for so long, so they feel like whatever the hell they feel is the way that the Saints team is going. But you got a lot of these Saints fans out here that don't know what they're talking about. Look, it's hard for me, and I got a lot of respect for everybody, but it's hard for me to sit up here and talk about people and judge, people for me to take these people's thoughts and views seriously when you talking about an 8-second video clip. Okay. I'm one of those people. I like to do research. If a guy's killing in camp, right? And the thing about it is, I know we talk about Michael Thomas right now and what he did at camp today, but here's the difference. Michael Thomas is special. We seen Michael Thomas go up against some of the elite cornerbacks in the league and make these guys look silly. The guys that everybody like, ooh, watch out for him. So when Michael Thomas goes on tape and he goes out there and he balls out and he shows up and he shows out, I think we can kind of just write home about that because that's who he is. But you have some people out here that fall in love with 8-second footage. Like one guy comes out here and tell me about, man, we need to watch out for Kevin White. Watch out for Kevin White. Why? Is Kevin White driving in a car and maybe I'm trying, and he running a red light when the light is green on my side? Why am I watching out for him? Is there a wet floor or something like that I'm mopping and Kevin White is trying to walk across it? That's the only way I'll be able to watch out for Kevin White. Kevin White is what you see is what you get. He's a bust. I don't care how many passes he catch over somebody's head. It will not equate to success. We have given this guy time after time. The NFL has given him time. The Bears has given him time. The 49ers have given him time. The Saints are still giving him time. And I just don't understand what people are seeing. 8-second footage of him catching a pass over somebody. Now all of a sudden he's Randy Moss overnight. But those are the type of conversations that people want to have. When people are giving me and trying to sell me Kevin White, I tell you what, I put my money and my wallet back in my pocket and I keep it moving. And I don't want to talk to you anymore because there's no way in the world that a person in their right mind, a person that calls themselves a knowledgeable Saints fan will be selling you Kevin White. Okay? You cannot sell me Kevin White. I'll make it even deeper. You can sell me Traquan Smith more than you can sell me Kevin White. Seriously, I don't care how many tops off the defense Kevin White takes off. We all know that it's going to be pretty much the same. Unless Kevin White is talking about being a gunner on our special teams as Saints fans, then we don't need to talk about anything else. But that's what people do. This is what some of these Saints fans are trying to sell you. 8-second clips of Kevin White. And when you start giving me 8-second clips of Kevin White, I fast forward. I keep it moving. Once again, it's not even worth talking about. TJ, they said Mike T ain't a top 10 receiver. Yeah, you got some people out there talking about Mike T ain't a top 10 receiver, but I just say let them talk. It's just not very smart. Like people are falling in love with the Tyreeks. They fall in love with the CD Lambs. They fall in love with the Jamar Chases, and those guys are special, right? But once again, it does not mean that a guy like Michael Thomas can't be a top 10 receiver. I just think that people just have this idea about what a top 10 receiver and what a receiver is supposed to look like. And it's supposed to be a take the top off the defense. It's supposed to be a guy that can catch the bombs away down the field. That's not always the case. There are different type of receivers. There are certain receivers that are not going to be that fast, but they catch every single thing. And I don't get why people just think that that's just, they don't understand what people are trying to sell them. Like, it's fool's gold out here, man. People are selling you goods and services, and you buying it hook, line, and sinker. I'm not saying that these guys aren't good, but how in the world can a guy, and no disrespect to Jamar Chase, he's good, but how can a guy with 1 year production just comes in and be like, oh, he a top 10 receiver? How? Michael Thomas, every single year he's been in the league, for the exception of him being injured, his numbers have increased and improved. No disrespect to Jamar Chase. Now, if you want to put him up there and say that he has the talent to be a top 10, but my thing is, look, if you want to be top 10, do it again. That's my motto. If you want to be top 10, do it again. I need to see on one occasion you taking over the league. Not 1 year where you just taking it by storm and nobody expect for you to come in and there's no tape and the only thing they watching you is from your college days and Joe Burrow throwing you the football. No disrespect. I mean, even with Justin Jefferson, I can understand like him falling into it because for 2 consecutive years he has stepped up. If Jamar Chase goes out there and do it again, then maybe we can have this conversation. I'm not saying that he doesn't have the tools to be a top 10. All I'm saying is for you to be a top 10, you got to do it again. Okay, DeAndre Hopkins, he does it over and over again, right? Cooper Kupp doing it over and over again, right? I need to see more than 1 year body of work for me to just sit up here and just anoint you as a top 10 receiver. You can have a skill set, you can have that ability, but I can't put you in that conversation. You have to do it again. I just think that people just fall in love with it. If that's the case, like I think about guys like Peyton Hillis, right? Peyton Hillis. I mean, he was a Madden cover boy. You remember that magical year he had with the Cleveland Browns? Then after that year, he did absolutely nothing. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to happen to Chase or it's just going to happen to some of these other young receivers. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is you got to do this over and over again. You got to be consistent with it. And Michael Thomas has consistently been the best in the league. And I can't buy, he hasn't been around. Where has he been? Because the same people that's telling you that are the same people that's shoving Christian McCaffrey in your face. Christian McCaffrey has missed several games over the last couple of years. But if you look at the Madden rankings, if you look at the NFL rankings, when it comes to running backs, he's always up there. What makes him different from anybody else? Because what you're telling me is, because he got hurt, he has to fall to the back of the line because some of these other guys have emerged and taken their place. Well, what makes Christian McCaffrey so freaking different, right? What makes him so different, right? If we're talking about the pecking order, if we're going to say, if you get hurt, somebody else takes your place, then why is it that it doesn't apply to guys like Christian McCaffrey? Why is it not applying to somebody like an Odell Beckham Jr.? Why are people still trying to feed me pregame, catches of him, pirouetting through the air, right? But when it comes down to the game in the middle of the second or third quarter, he tearing his ACL and he out for the rest of the season. Don't give me that, okay? Don't tell me that the NFL doesn't have picks and chooses about guys that they want to keep maintaining there because these guys are polarizing. And then all of a sudden you got a guy like Michael Thomas. I mean, everything about him isn't the most exciting. Even his name, Michael freaking Thomas. Like, that's probably the closest thing you can get to John Doe, right? Michael Thomas, right? There's nothing really exciting about him. Not many Michael Thomases I know. I mean, I know Philip Michael Thomas, from Miami Vice. But, that's really nothing exciting about him. And I just think that when the media and people, that write articles, they look at these guys and they feel like these guys aren't exciting and there's nothing, about them that just so shiny and catchy. All of a sudden they kind of, trying to demean the guys and kind of lowball them and be like, well, you can find one of him anywhere. But you can't find a guy like Michael Thomas everywhere. Anybody that's ever played the wide receiver position, coached the wide receiver position, actually understand football and knows how special this guy actually is. And when people just say, you can find a guy like that anywhere, I take offense to that because everybody is not going to be the fastest. But this dude does what he does better than anybody else. He uses his strengths. It's just like Drew Brees, right? Drew Brees wasn't the tallest quarterback in the world, didn't have the biggest arm in the world, but what he did was he utilized his strength and he used it to his advantage. And if Drew Brees can do that as a quarterback and become great, why the hell can't Michael Thomas do the same damn thing? Kevin White does not need to improve. He needs a miracle. Kevin White is done. It's over with. Washed. The only way he can make this team is his own special teams. There's no way in the world he doesn't make this team without being a gunner. Who that? Glad to see you back, fam. Glad to be back, man. Terry says Cup plays out of the slot to hide from the number one corner. Look, man, all I know is I'm not going to disrespect Cooper Kupp like that because I've seen Cooper Kupp put foots in Marshawn Lattimore on several occasions. I'm not even going to lie to you. I like Marshawn Lattimore. He's a great cornerback, but let's just be real. I done seen this man put Marshawn Lattimore, as great as he was, in the blender. I done seen this dude like get the best of some of the best cornerbacks in the league. And I'm not talking about Eli Apple scrub self. I'm talking about some really good cornerbacks that he has went up against. Some real good DBs, okay? And this man has really done his thing. Now, I know that people, like to minimize people's achievements and all that kind of stuff there, but Cooper Kupp is the truth, okay? Cooper Kupp is a really good receiver, and I'm not going to disrespect that man like that. I'm not. I done seen this man go up against some of the best cornerbacks in the league and get the best of them, and Marshawn Lattimore is one of them. Very good point, TJ. You 100% right. That's the truth. Stroll down, man. But I'm just gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie here on the State of Saints podcast. I didn't see Cooper Kupp make Marshawn Lattimore look ridiculous. All Buccaneers receivers are one catch away from pulling their hamstring. Well, man, look, I don't want nothing bad to happen to no receiver. They got some good guys on that team. You can talk about Julio Jones, who's had hamstring injuries. You can talk about Mike Evans, who's had hamstring injuries. Talk about Chris Godwin, who had ACL injuries. But when those guys are healthy, man, they're some of the best in the league. I ain't going to even hate on them on that. But we have their number regardless if they're healthy or not. The media decides on what narrative they want to push and harp on it regardless of evidence to the contrary. Barbary, absolutely right. I mean, case in point, the Dallas Cowboys, right? No matter how bad the Dallas Cowboys are, no matter how bad they suck, no matter how far they are from playoff contention, no matter if they are trying to win the division, third in the division, fourth in the division, they're going to try to find a way to put those guys in the media. They're going to maybe make a story about, maybe should they fire the coach? Should they bench Dak? Is Ezekiel Elliott washed? Is CeeDee Lamb the best wide receiver in the league? They're going to find a way to put these guys out there. And I know some people would say things like, well, the Dallas Cowboys, they just America's team, and people just like talking about them. Look, man, I understand ratings. I understand media. I understand sponsors. I really do. And I don't care what anybody says. When you shove a person's down another fan base's throat, an individual, a team, it's two things going to happen. It's the team, it's the fans that love the team going to keep on looking, and it's the teams that hate the team. They're going to want that team to lose over and over again. I mean, it's just the way that we're wired. I don't understand it, right? It's almost like Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather talks a big game. He shows his money. He flashy. He do all these different things. He fights bums. He fights tomato cans. He fight guys we never even heard of. He fights guys that have YouTube channels. And then all of a sudden, he just continuously lines his pockets with press, because there's two reasons why you're watching Floyd: to see Floyd win because you like him, or you want to see Floyd take the first L of his career. It's just what it is. It's the same way with the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys have been in the media's mouth for I don't know how long, and they say, y'all love the Dallas Cowboys. That's the reason why we talk about them. Last time I checked, why do you watch the news? Why do you watch the news, folks? You watch the news to be informed, okay? It's almost like, the news person say, okay, I'm going to talk about this, and then Tuesday they talk about the same thing, and Wednesday they talk about the same thing, and Thursday they talk about the same thing, and Friday it's like, y'all love this. Do we really love it? Or is it the fact that it's being force-fed down our throats and we have no choice? So it's rather we're tuning in because we want you to talk about how much we hate this team and we can't stand it, or we done bought in and we want to continue to hear you talk about our favorite team. I mean, it's just the way that it is, man. The media programs us to buy or sell whatever they trying to buy or sell to you. And it is not the fact that you just like it that much. If the media came out here and was talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars ad nauseum every single day, the way they talk about the Cowboys, and they put the Jacksonville Jaguars with Shad Khan in the press box on Sunday Night Football like they do with Jerry Jones, guess what? It would be the same exact thing. It's not so much that we hate the Dallas Cowboys. It's the constant showing up in the media when we know deep down inside, even they know that they do not deserve all of the press and attention that they get. But, the subliminal stuff. Oh, you love it. That's the reason we talk about it. Nah, bro. If you talk about any other team, people will tune in because they love football, period. If we're Saints fans, but then all of a sudden we tune in the first take because they talking about another team. We watching that because we love sports. NFL Network, the same way. Some of my favorite sports podcasts, the same way. It doesn't matter what they talk about. We just love sports. We want to continue to absorb the information that they have, regardless to what they want to talk about or not. And it has absolutely very little to do with who the hell they talking about. Watch this when you have something before he's done. Nothing in the NFL. If I said washed, I mean bust. If we talking about Kevin White. TJ, last time I checked, my guy P. Warner made Kwon expendable. Some of these hoodads were singing the same tune about Davenport, Marcus Williams, and Lattimore before they turned it around. Yeah, man, look, I don't care what anybody's saying about P. Warner. Dude hasn't put enough on paper in order for us to have some type of evaluation about him. I just think that we just live in this microwavable world. Oh, he didn't show up to practice. Oh, man, shoot, man, he always hurt. How is he always hurt? And this was his first full season. Like, give me a freaking break. How is he always hurt? Always hurt, you third, fourth season. Now, if you want to talk about, and God bless this brother, man, because I kind of felt bad for him last time I seen him do an interview, but Davenport. But if you want to talk about Davenport saying, man, he hurt, I can understand that because he does miss his fair share of games. But a guy who are just coming off his rookie season, then all of a sudden you're creating a narrative and talking about, oh, we need another linebacker. The only reason why you cannot possibly be thinking that the Saints need another linebacker based on Pete Warner's performance. Every time I see this dude play, I see him making plays. I see him stopping a run. I see him in a backfield. I see him, like covering tight ends and doing a really good job. It's just the fact that he's not Kwon Alexander. If you got a problem with Pete Warner, it's very simple. It's because he's not Kwon Alexander. He's not shaking his dreads. He's not giving a million high fives. Like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't got no trademark high five with the rest of the people. And all of a sudden we get mad at that because we love our high fives, don't we? We love our chopper styles, don't we? We love our solo cups in the huddle, don't we? Oh, we love our boom. We love that, right? That's what we love, right? And if a guy doesn't have that, he's not in the middle of a circle, he ain't out there, you know what I'm saying, Millie rocking or doing the chopper style or the motorbike, then he ain't got no fire. He ain't got no desire, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like Tina Marie and Rick James, right? No fire, no desire, right? And all of a sudden, like, he ain't good enough because he not making us dance. Dance for us, boy. Dance. Shuck and jive for us, all right? Because we want to know that you really on this team. You know what I'm saying? Put the smoke in the locker room so he can dance, so we can really get behind him because that's what we really need, a guy that can dance. I don't give a damn if he can dance. I don't care if he can shuck and jive. I don't care if he can break dance on his neck. If as long as when the plays are out there, he goes out there and he's productive. Everybody ain't about to be no cheerleader. Everybody ain't about to make you dance, okay? Everybody ain't about to be genuine in 2000, right? You need some guys sometimes that's just about their business, and that's just who Pete Warner is. And I think a lot of people have a problem with Pete Warner because Kwon Alexander's personality shines through and Pete Warner's does not, okay? I mean, all this foolishness, man. I don't need a guy that can dance. right? I don't need that, right? I don't care for guys dancing in the locker room. Like after a game, we looking on Facebook Live, we looking on Instagram Live, trying to see who dance in the locker room. Oh man, y'all seen him? Man, he getting up, man, he lit right now. Who cares? Like, how many tackles did the dude have? Did he have an interception? Did the plays that he made today benefited the game? That's all I care about. I don't care about no dancing, man. Dancing ain't gonna do nothing. Like, it gets us excited as fans, yeah. But who cares if somebody dancing? Do you care if they dance if they lost? Huh? If they was in the locker room with the smoke on and the strobe light and they lost by 3 touchdowns, would you be excited then? Who cares? Right? I don't care about that. Pete Werner is just not one of those guys that's like Kwon Alexander. And I don't feel like that should be a deal breaker. But for some apparent reason, for some Saints fans, that's a deal breaker. It's a deal breaker. Like, oh, he ain't dancing enough. He ain't shucking the job enough for me. He ain't ha. Come on, man. Give me a break. Give me a break, man. TJ, are you surprised at the amount of lazy journalism and sandbag reporting in the media today? No, I'm not. Because everybody is trying to get that next Pulitzer. Everybody is trying to make a name for themselves. Everybody is trying to be the go-to guy for the information. I mean, look, if I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it. I'm not going to fake the funk, okay? I'm not going to fake the funk. And I just think that there's too much funk faking going on in the media today, all right? I know this might make people mad. It might make people frustrated, and hell, it might make some people not even want to be on the show. But the hell with it. You got a lot of phony, fake people out there that are willing to sell their mama for a news story, that are willing to sell their kids in order to get some level of notoriety. And honestly, there are really no stars in journalism anymore because everybody now is trying to be the next Skip Bayless. Everybody's trying to be the next Stephen A. Smith. Everybody trying to scream to the top of their lungs and talk about who a bum and talk about who a scrub and say all these different things. And when you see these guys, man, these boys couldn't throw a party. They couldn't throw up a mitzvah. They couldn't do any of the things athletically that some of these guys do. And I think in a lot of cases, a lot of these journalists will be jealous of some of these players, man, because they can, they can do some of these things. And I just think that, you also have some of those people out there that's some yabba dabba do boys, right? I call them yabba dabba do boys because they'll do anything. Make sure that they're in the good graces of the organization. Oh, you need to do this hit piece. Okay, I'll do the hit piece. He not coming to practice. I'll write about it, sir. I'll write it down. Yes, I sure would. Like, some people are not being true to themselves. I'd rather you love me for who I am. You know what I'm saying? And love me for who I am. Hate, you know what I'm saying? Hate me and for why I'm not, period. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like me, fine. I'm not your cup of tea. But I will not sell myself short to make anybody feel comfortable. And maybe you'll get where you need to be. But I have a problem sleeping at night when I know for a fact that I'm not giving my all. When I'm doing a disservice to the public and I'm selling myself and I'm soiling my hands when I don't have to. But you have a lot of people out here, they don't care about that. They care about the likes. They care about the follows. They care about all the rest of these things. You know what I'm saying? The clicks and all that kind of stuff. You heard what he said. You heard what she said. You watched this. Nah, bro. No, I know what it is. I know when somebody being authentic and genuine and true. And then I know when people are just out there just trying to be loud and trying to keep their job and they just trying to, come up with some hot takes so they can get a little buzz. All right. And I have absolutely no respect for individuals like that. But the ones that I do respect are the ones that's busting their ass every single day and giving it to you with passion and love and gratitude and appreciation and humility. Those are the people that I respect. And it's going to be a matter of time before some of these other people out here get exposed for the posers that they are. And one thing I can't stand is a poser. Q Nick Wright, there's no way the Saints are making the playoffs this year. Nick Wright is the epitome of a sucker. You know what I'm saying? Like Nick Wright, to me, is very good at his job, but he's a troll. And he knows that he is. He knows he's a troll. He knows that he needs to keep a job. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? That show, when he first got there, it wasn't designed for him. It was designed for Chris Carter. But, man, you got to keep these sponsors coming in, baby. You got to keep them coming in. So the more shock value I can give you, the more that you're going to stay tuned in. I have no respect for individuals like that. And you have a bunch of these individuals out here, some bunch of Skip Bayless minions out there that just continuously try to get in the good graces of some of these sponsors. Oh, I can keep a show rolling. You could build a show around me. Man, Nick Wright is like Nick Wright. I knew he was a troll when this dude came out here. As a journalist, as a writer, as a broadcaster, I'm gonna tell y'all something. It is my responsibility to do the right thing by you all, whether you know it or not. And Nick Wright is a sucker for this. When he talked about Jameis Winston, right? Now, you want to talk about Jameis Winston, fine. You don't think they're a top 10 quarterback, top 15, whatever, right? But one of the things that he did to demean and dismiss Jameis Winston is when he said that Jameis Winston, when people were like, man, well, Jameis Winston was putting up his best statistics of his career before he got injured, his rebuttal was, well, Jameis Winston was only putting up 160 some odd yards per game. Okay, fair enough. But as a Saints fan, I think y'all know where I'm going with this. Somebody tell me, who was he throwing to? Somebody tell me about the elite wide receiver play of a Marquez Callaway. Somebody please tell me about the elite wide receiver play of a Deontay Hardy. Somebody please tell me about the all-pro talents of a Traquan Smith. Somebody please tell me about a boom, not a bust, abilities of a Kevin White. You're telling me that this man was supposed to perform like Mahomes, was supposed to perform like Rodgers, was supposed to perform like Brady, when you have a bunch of undrafted rookies, free agents, as your starting rotation. The fact that he was 14-3, right? 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions before he got injured was a testament to a guy actually turning the corner. Hell, I can make an argument that's more impressive than Mahomes throwing to a Travis Kelce or a Tyreek Hill or a Nico Hartman, right? That's pretty, that's impressive because all those guys are really good, right? All those guys have a tendency of possibly being a number one receiver and a go-to guy. But if you put any one of those guys that I just named on somebody else's team as a number one receiver, they will not be able to put up some of the numbers that they put up. Point blank, period. But instead of him looking at that as, dang, you know what? Jameis Winston is doing the best he can with very little help. Instead, the only thing he's going to pay attention to is the 160 yards. But you know who's not paying attention to that? The everyday sports fan. The people that don't have an emotional investment in the Saints. The ones that don't really fully understand what's going on in Metairie, on Airline Highway. People don't understand that. So when they say things like, well, you only had 160 yards, well, that wasn't very impressive. So they're not going to do the due diligence because, hell, they're not Saints fans. The only thing, and a lot of them probably watching it to laugh at Jameis Winston. So they're using that information to reinforce that he sucks, right? But what I'm saying is you have to have a responsibility to the audience. It's another thing. When they were talking about Michael Thomas, oh, who's throwing him the football? Ain't that what the lady said on First Take? Shouts out to Keen Arthur sending me that information. Isn't that what she said? Who's throwing him the football? He has nobody to throw it to. Who was throwing it before Jameis Winston? He had Drew Brees. That is true. But what she didn't tell you was, and she was quick to use, he was a 2019 offensive player of the year. That's what she said. That was a couple of years ago. But what she didn't tell you, and was irresponsible, was the fact that the year that he won that award, Taysom Hill had a started for the Saints. Teddy Bridgewater started for the Saints 5 games, right? Taysom Hill threw him the football a couple times, right? What she didn't tell you was the dude averaged 110 yards over that stretch for 551 yards. So he had 1,700 yards. So a good third of the yards that he had came when Drew Brees wasn't even the freaking quarterback. So what it tells you is he has the tendency of no matter who's throwing him the football, he still has the tendency of being really good no matter who it is. But of course, that's not the narrative because the casual fans want to be reinforced at the fact that Jameis Winston is a laughingstock. And Michael Thomas is hopeless because Jameis Winston is his quarterback. Y'all see what they do? You have to be able to read between the lines. Of course, I know this and you know this, but the average Joe Blow that's living up there in Hackensack, New Jersey, he doesn't know that. Jameis Winston sucked. The Saints won't be good. And then when they have these conversations, guess what they're going to say? They're going to say the same thing that lady said. Who's throwing him the football? Ray Rich, thank you very much for the $1.99. Appreciate that. I'm sure Mahomes and Rodgers will go down a little bit this year. I don't know. I don't know if they'll go down or not. But all I know is if they had what Jameis was playing with before he got injured, I don't know if, they'll be throwing 300 and 400 yards a game, like people trying to give them credit for. TJ, you can instantly tell she doesn't do any research. I mean, research. Who needs to do research? Who needs to do research today when you can just lie to kick it? Like, seriously. Who, you know what I'm saying? And then the thing about it is, I'm going to just be real. Like, no disrespect. I mean this in no disrespect. In this world today, some people will not be held accountable for their actions because they can easily virtual signal. Now, some people will probably watch this show and probably say, oh, TJ, because she's a woman, you feel like she don't know sports. No, I'm not saying that at all. But that's the world that we live in today. So you can hide behind that. Oh, you're sexist. Oh, you don't think there's a place for women in sports. Yes, I do. But I feel just like a man, you know what I'm saying? You need to have your ducks in a row, and there's a responsibility that you're supposed to have, right? But that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like they virtual signal, hide behind, you know what I'm saying, labels and all that kind of stuff there. Who cares? Okay? I'm calling everybody out. I'm calling out every individual that know better. I'm asking them to do better. If you don't know what the freak you talking about, don't act like you don't know what the freak you talking about, because you can fool a lot of people, but you can't fool me. I can tell when people up here just winging it. I can tell when people probably have somebody in their ear, when they mispronounce names and mispronounce stats and all that kind of stuff behind the scenes to try to make these people sound correct. I also know that there are interns that burn the midnight oil and come up with all of this information. And they have these prep meetings and they give these people all these notes. They stayed up all night being, you know what I'm saying, an intern from the University of Michigan and Northwestern and Syracuse. And these people have nothing but the passion and a will to possibly be the next big journalist. So they try to put all of the information out there and they give it to some of these people in order for them to sound like the smartest people in the room. But what they don't know is we see them, okay? I know when a person is really giving me the real deal Holyfield, man. And I mean, look, I think it goes for a lot of these folks. Seriously, I know that, we get mad at ESPN when they hate the Saints. We click and we like and we retweet when people love the Saints. Look, I ain't trying to pick and choose. I just know it's just all about entertainment at the end of the day. All this stirring the coffee and swigging and walking off stage when somebody say something egregious, like I'm like that's played out. Stirring the coffee, looking crazy, all that kind of stuff is played out to me because it's so disingenuous and fake and phony. Like it's just ridiculous to me. Research. Any of y'all notice how many national media outlets can't get our players' names right? What makes you think they'll pay attention to the plays? Look, there's some things that they hide and they conceal when they talking about certain players, right? Like they'll say things like, they won't talk about how Ryan Jensen went down for the rest of the season, right? They want to say something like that, because Tom Brady on the team, right? But knocking on wood when I say this, but let somebody like Ramchick, let somebody like that go down. Oh my God, the Saints season is over. The media this is the only place. I mean, this is the only place this like in a mainstream media world can they tell you that the Saints are completely hopeless at winning the division. They'll tell you that the Saints are hopeless at winning the division. And they have played the team that everybody has the favorite. And this team hasn't beaten the Saints in a regular season since 2018. Do y'all understand this? The Saints have not lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a regular season since 2018. The Saints have beaten the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 7 straight times. Seven straight times if you don't count the playoffs. And for some apparent reason, you still got Tampa Bay faithful who act like they got a seat at the table and they matter in the realms of the NFC South, as if, okay, y'all played us in a playoff game and y'all won, where there were very little to no fans in the stadium, by the way. Keep in mind, it was the COVID year. We know how loud the playoffs are for some of these teams and the Saints going into the Superdome. So you don't honestly believe that the crowd would have played a factor? Would you have about 20,000, 15,000 people up in that thing? And y'all still coming up in here making it seem like the Saints don't have your number. The Saints have slapped around the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 7 consecutive times in a regular season. The great Tom Brady has yet to beat the New Orleans Saints, no matter who the quarterback is, in a regular season. And people act like, oh, he put boots to the Saints. The man had 199 freaking yards. Wasn't 299, went 399. But this is what they're trying to tell you. The Saints are hopeless because Tampa is going to get it right. Tampa was going to get it right in week 1. It's over for the Saints. They were going to get it right in week 9 in 2020. They couldn't get it right. They got it right, okay, in the playoffs. But then, oh, y'all see, they won. It's over for the Saints. Oh, the Saints are not going to beat Tampa this year. They're going to be a real deal. Saints beat them twice. But this is what they say. But do they take that into consideration? Let the shoe would have been on the other foot. Let the shoe would have been on. Let the Tampa Bay Buccaneers been 4-0 versus New Orleans Saints with Tom Brady as their quarterback. And tell me they wouldn't been making a big deal out of it. They would. You know it, and I know it. It's just the fact that they tried to hide and conceal the transgressions of the great Tom Brady. They don't want to bring that up. Or they'll bring it up in passing. The Saints they've had their number right. No, it ain't no right. There ain't no question mark. You know they had their number. They like to ask in the form of a question. The Saints had their number right. I mean, the Saints are they are 4-0 in the regular season with Tom Brady as the right. I mean, yeah, and then but they lost in the playoffs. But who cares? They still better. The Saints are still better than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You have to be a complete moron not to believe that. I don't care if they won the playoffs or not. You cannot tell me if you're playing 21, you win 4 games and somebody beat you one time that person a better basketball player than you. You're not about to tell me that. TJ, they flat out lied on Jameis. Had back 4,000-yard season, then a 5,000. They will never say Mike Evans, Chris Godwin on play 8 games a year. Both went on IR the 2019 season. Look, because it's not appealing. It's not appealing. They don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know that. We know it, but once again, it's not for us. It's for the casual fans. It's for reinforcement. People want to reinforce their thoughts, their views, right? People don't watch these shows for the truth. They watch them to be reinforced. That's just what it is. Saints is the team of the NFC South. We are hopeless. Oh no, my God, sir. We devour our opponents. Beat them with backup quarterbacks and without scoring a touchdown last year, and didn't let them score a touchdown at all. Let's put this thing into perspective. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have not scored a touchdown in Raymond James Stadium on the New Orleans Saints in 2 years. I'm going to say that again. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers in their own home stadium, Raymond James Stadium, has not scored a touchdown on the New Orleans Saints in 2 years. That's with the great Tom Brady. That's with the great Tom Brady. They have not scored a touchdown in their home stadium with the home field advantage in 2 years. And yet this is the team that everybody is saying, oh, it's hopeless. It's over for the rest of the NFC South. No team can compare to the 45-year-old Tom Brady. Nobody can compare to the great Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is what they're trying to sell to you. And this is what they're trying to sell to the masses. I don't care if they got Tom Brady, Jan Brady, Greg Brady, Joe Brady, Brady Quinn, Brady Hoke. I don't care who they got. The dude has not scored a touchdown in his home stadium in 2 years. Take that to the bank. And to be honest with you, it was Bush League right here, Chris, because honestly, they shouldn't have scored a point in 2 years. But of course, they had to kick a field goal, right? So we got to put some points on the board. The Saints have destroyed these dudes. It hasn't even been close. The Saints are better than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and have been better than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for years. You know it. I know it. The world knows it. But of course, they don't want to accept it. TJ, we all know if the narrative isn't sexy, they won't report it, even if it's the truth. No. They'll report it, but they'll make it seem like they'll just kind of breeze past it, you know? It's kind of like when you're reading a story, saying they showed up at the house, okay, they knocked on the door, yada, 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 like the Saints are the yada, 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 because the yada, yada, yada is what they really need to hear, right? Even though, they're not acknowledging the yada, yada, even though we know the Saints then put boots in these boys. TJ said the Brady Bunch can't score a touchdown. I don't care who it is, Brady Bunch, 100 bunches of oats. Shouts out to my boy Kenny Bunch. Boys can't do nothing, okay? I don't care. Name your bunch. You know what I'm saying? Lunch Bunch, Brady Bunch, 100 bunches of oats. Who cares? They can't score on them. The biggest contradiction I heard lately was Mike T season in 2019 was so long ago, it doesn't matter, but they used 2019 to bring Jameis down with 30 interceptions, which was the same year. Yeah, it did a thing about it, Chosen. I know what you're talking about because we talking about the same lady. And she was like, well, the thing about Michael Thomas is he set the bar so high. So let me get this straight. If you set the bar high, right, the bar has been set high. So if he set the bar high, isn't that like the recipe for, what a great wide receiver is supposed to do? So you big up them and said he set the bar so high. He had more receptions in the first 2 seasons, first 3 seasons, first 4 seasons. Now all of a sudden, he forget about how to play football, but he set the bar so high. So how do you set the bar so high and still can't be acknowledged as a great wide receiver? So if you're setting the bar high, that means he can leave, come back, and he's still in part of the conversation. I don't understand, like, how in the world, how does this apply to any sport? Like any other sport but football. Like only football can you go away and then come back and then people like, oh, you got hurt, so you're not that good no more. Like it's all man-made. Like you got to put this dude as a part of the conversation. It's like Jordan leaving, retiring, going to play baseball, and then he comes back and be like, well, you're not the best, you're not one of the best top 5 players anymore. I know you're Michael Jordan, but you went go play baseball. So now we got Shaq, we got Penny, we got Elijah Wine, we got all these guys. There's no place for you, Jordan. Bye-bye. Like, give me a freaking break. Like, seriously, man, what dude fell off a turnip truck or something like that? Dude is a really good receiver, and people just act like this dude is scrub just because you see a couple guys catching a one-hand snag and, had 1 year of production, forgetting about how successful this guy has been and the records he's broken over the course of the time when he was in the league, including doing something that no other receiver did before him since Jerry Rice in the 90s. Now, I understand that Cooper Kupp did it, right? I get that. But before Cooper Kupp, it was Michael Thomas, and then it was Jerry Rice back in the 90s. So how in the world can you not put this dude in a conversation? Mike T was a top 10 receiver in his rookie season. It's an alternative universe for them. As long as he's a Saint, ain't no love coming his way. I agree with that. Bro, make it make sense. William says slant boy. I guarantee you, William, if we gave you some cleats, the best cleats, if we gave you the best Nike Vapor Jet gloves, I guarantee you couldn't run a slant to the bathroom, player. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You could run a slant to the Gatorade. I guarantee you, brother. I guarantee you. I guarantee you, you could not get off the line of scrimmage as somebody jamming you. You know what I'm saying? So tell me, like, if you can do that, okay, let's hook this man up with some gloves. Let's hook him up with some Nike Vapor Jets, okay? Those are the ones with the real adhesive right there. You know what I'm saying? That's the one with the Frank Belendikov type stickum, all right? And then we're going to line you up. You know what I'm saying? We're going to put you like 5 yards away from the local commode, and we're going to want you to run a slant, okay? And if you can get off the line of scrimmage, then we'll give you some props. But I guarantee you, you can run a 5-yard slant to a commode, and we can spot you 2.5 yards. Ain't happening. Okay. So unless you actually ran a slant in your life and don't understand the complexity of the slant, then don't miss me with that. Okay. Don't come to me with this flash and dash type wide receiver bravado that the national media is instilling in y'all for y'all to say, well, this is what a real wide receiver is. Miss me with that. Okay. Especially when it's something that you can't do your damn self. TJ, it's amazing to me quickly. People like to make weak takes outside of context. Talk about interceptions, but fail to mention the revolving door of coordinators, no running game, no O-line, no defense, because they're trying to make an argument. And when you're trying to make an argument to sound right, you eliminate the facts. Keno Arthur, we know this. You know it. I know it. The world knows it. Well, not the whole world knows it, because some of us falling for this smoke and mirrors. And I'm very disrespect. I'm very upset at some of these Saints fans and some of these sports fans out here that don't understand and separate the wheat from the tare. That's right, TJ. Put up or shut up. That's what I'm saying, man. I'll give you some, like, I'm serious. I'll go to Dick's Sporting Goods, give you the best cleats possible. All right. And if you don't like Dick's Sporting Goods cleats, we'll go to get the East Bay book. We'll go old school with it. We'll give you the best cleats. Hell, we'll even give you the best cleats that, you know, we'll even put your name on it. What was your name? It don't matter. No matter. We'll put your name on the cleats, okay? And we want you to go out there and we want you to run a slant. We want you to run a slant like your life depends on it. We want you to run a slant like money on the line. We want you to run a slant like you about to win a lottery if you run this slant. And I guarantee you still couldn't get the job done. I guarantee you. Slant boy, okay, if you know what routes he's running every play, like y'all like to say, stop him. That's what I'm saying. But they can't run a slant. And, you know, if the slant, like, I don't feel bad about saying this, folks, because here's the thing. Thank you, Barbara. If Mr. William Butler here, you know what I'm saying? Like, if the running a slant so easy, I need them to do it. I need them to do it, man. I need them to do it. If it's so easy, man, the slant is supposed to be the easiest thing in the world to do. It's supposed to be the easiest thing in the world to do. Michael Thomas can do it, so I guess everybody can do it. So let's get this man some cleats. Let's put William Butler on there, okay? That's William Butler, okay? No relation to Leroy Butler, I'm sure. And let's put this man some cleats. Let's see if he can run a slant, okay? We're gonna see if he can run a slant to the local commode. I guarantee he couldn't do it. He wants Mike T. Jordan cleats. Man, look, he can get the shoes off the power line that Lil Bow Wow had on Like Mike, and he still couldn't run a slant. Okay. I buy 2 of them tees. Let's see. What was your name? It don't matter. It really don't. It really don't. I'm going to make it for TJ and send it to him. Look, man, save your money. Save your money, okay? So we know this man ain't running no slant. We could see the look on Keyshawn Johnson's face when she was talking. I know he wanted to tell her she doesn't know what she's talking about, and I wouldn't have been mad at all. Well, you know it wasn't going to happen because the next article would have been Keyshawn Johnson, sexist, right? I believe in equality, folks. I believe in equality. And if you're going to say, oh, people know sports, no matter what the gender, no matter what they sexual orientation, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to come at you the same way I come at a guy. And I shouldn't be like, well, you're embarrassing me. No, because here's the thing. Dudes get on them shows to embarrass one another, right? With their knowledge. So it should be the same playing field. Am I wrong? Ain't that the true definition of equality? The true definition of equality is for all of us to be treated the same, right? If I'm ribbing you, you know what I'm saying? I want to be able to rib her. If I say that you don't know what you're talking about, I want to say she don't know what she's talking about. That's the way the world needs to work. That's the true definition of equality to me. I don't know about you, but that's equality. That's what equality is all about, right? I tell this dude, you need to shut up. I tell you, you need to shut up with your takes. That's the way the world should be. Isn't that equality? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Get him, TJ. Can't run a 5-yard slant to the bathroom. TJ, you need to make that shirt. Man, look, I can easily make the shirt, but like I said, it'll be a big waste of time. Okay, because we know that ain't happening. I can definitely run a slant. I doubt that. I doubt that very highly. Okay. And I'll put it like this. Why don't you make a video for us running a slant? Why don't you make a video for us running a slant so we can look at your slant ability and see if in any way, shape, or form you won't get jammed off the line of scrimmage going up against, hell, you ain't even got to go up against Jair Alexander or Marshawn Lattimore. Look, we'll call Texas and look up Devontae Harris. Okay, we'll put somebody that can be closer to your speed, and we can see if a guy who is known for being smoked like brisket, burnt like a biscuit, can jam you on the line of scrimmage. I mean, I'm getting some takers right now. I'm taking takers right now. How many of y'all can think that he can even get past the likes of a Devontae Harris? Huh? I mean, honestly, who think we can do that? I mean, I can even call up Jason David. I mean, he in his 40s right now, but I think he's suitable enough. I think we can get that done. And we're gonna give you some of our best cleats, okay? All right. We're gonna take them to church. We're gonna pray over them so they can be Jesus cleats. And you still ain't gonna be able to get the job done. I guarantee you, right? We're gonna say, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of these cleats. And he still ain't gonna be able to get off the line. Fred Thomas, them slow feet. Homeboy gonna have to be Alabama do Fred Flintstone feet. You know when Fred Flintstone started up the car. You know how the car take off? TJ, equality affords you the same opportunity, not the same results. Wow, equality individualized each situation and accolades, the same resources, etc., to acquire an across the board outcome. Yeah, equality. Look, I thought equality is like all the same, right? You know what I'm saying? Parallel, right? You know what I'm saying? Like straight, right? You know what I'm saying? That's why I look at. That's my definition. Equality. We all getting treated the same, right? You know what I'm saying? No matter what you look like, no matter what walk of life you from, we're all the same. And that's the way I want my sports, okay? I have love for every single person that gets up there and talks about sports. And I feel like I should have the right to tell you don't know what you're talking about, or you misinformed, or you wrong. And I shouldn't have to turn around and be like, women have fought this long, guys have fought this long, homosexuals have fought this long. Like, I don't feel like that should be the problem, because I'm not attacking you based on that. I'm attacking you based on the thoughts and the views that I have. And I just think that people hide behind those things in order for them to have a seat at the table. It's not fair. Okay. It's not fair. All right. Be in a room because you know what you're talking about, not because of what you look like. TJ, what sound that car make? When you take it with Fred Flintstone, take off. Yeah, Jason David, that dude was short. It don't matter. I mean, he running the short route, so we only need him for a few minutes. I was at training camp in OE talking about Fred like he had a tail. He was standing 4 feet from me, dig a hole crawl, and pull dirt in behind me. Delvin Bro will lock him up too. Look, Delvin Bro wasn't bad, man. Delvin Bro was pretty good. So I'm not gonna put him in that same conversation. Okay, I know he got lost in the lights that time against Jacksonville, but that's still my guy, man. He had some good moments. Devontae Harris, not so much. That commentator couldn't run a successful slant against Vinny Sinceri from the Dick era. Vinny Sinceri wasn't from the Dick era. He wasn't. Vinny Sinceri was part of that class with Brandon Cooks. You know, he just didn't make the team. He was part of that trash draft class that them boys had that gave us the likes of Stanley Jean-Baptiste, Nick Toon. Trash. You know, well, not Nick Toon. Nick Toon wasn't part of that draft class, but y'all get the point. Brandon Brown. Yeah, put Brandon Brown out there. I don't even think we're ready for Eli Apple. I think he won't even Eli Apple will jam him up. TJ will attack the weakness in the argument and ideologies that takes it as a personal attack. Problems is people can't concede to facts. What, in 2022? In 2022? Shoot. What you talking about? Yes, they can. Yeah, they can. Man, them people move that goalpost like they designing your local field on a video game. Man, move it over here. Let's move it over there. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, that's true. But like for real, people move that goalpost now. Ain't nobody. Look, I don't look. 2 + 2 is 4. Man, I'm telling you, 2 + 2 is 4. Yeah, but what about back in the day before mathematics was an actual thing? What was 2 + 2 then? Tell me that. Y'all know, man. People don't like to be wrong. You can find them in a corner. Here come the nut kick. You know what I'm saying? Here comes the kick to the testicles. You know what I'm saying? To get out the corner. Who's the worst Saints corner ever? Brandon Brown and Fred Thomas, Jason David. Jason David. Put Jabari Grill on that boy. Look, that's top notch right there. Jabari Grill don't deserve to be in that conversation with any of those gentlemen that we just named. TJ, what are the small details you'll be paying attention to this preseason game? I'll be looking at technique and who has the hunger, the dog mentality that shows they won their roster spot. Well, I agree with you on that one, Keenan Arthur. I'm definitely looking for the dog mentality. I'm definitely looking for the dogs out there. But also I'm looking for technique, man. I'm looking for technique. I'm looking for very little mistakes. I'm looking for how these guys are going to get in and out of the huddle. I'm looking for things that I wouldn't normally see from a Sean Payton team, okay? I want to see if Dennis Allen can kind of, put his own little twist to it. I also want to see if some of these guys, what they, these running backs. So I want to see some good pad level. I want to see some good ball security. I want to see some of these receivers catch the ball. I want to see if Kevin White can actually catch a quick slant. I know William can't, but I want to see if, Kevin White can really catch a pass instead of dropping passes like he got Orville Redenbacher butter on his hand. I want to see if the linebackers can be able to step up. I want to see if some of these guys can be able to make some plays. I want to see if Zach Bond actually exists, or is he like a Looney Eclipse or like Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster? Is he still on the team? Haven't heard anything about him. I want to see if Trevor Penning is going to get into a fight, or is he going to be able to control his emotions? I want to see if some of these guys outside of Cam Jordan, maybe we can get a little bit of penetration, maybe a couple sacks on the quarterback. I want to see some things from this team, okay? I'm not expecting for them to – I don't care about them winning. I mean, it's preseason. It's about fixing some of the things that you need to fix and also being able to see some of the things that you need to see out of some of these new players, all right? That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Sneaking this. Williams can't get him, TJ. Let's see. Love Porter talked him up from the draft. Yeah, I mean, I'm mostly interested to see if Penny can keep his emotions in check. Hart, I mentioned that. That's a good point, though. He says for a game and not cost us penalties. Well, let's hope he won't. And I mean, he doesn't have like a history of that, like at Northern Iowa. He's pretty solid. So I think we maybe giving this guy too hard of a time, and we're not, really giving this guy the benefit of the doubt. But it's not a good thing that people are knowing you more for fighting at practice more so than your production on the field. Just finding out, was Michael Irvin playing receiver for the Mean Machine on the longest yard? Yeah, he was part of the Mean Machine right there. I want to see if Taco going to make the team. I know Carly want him to make the team. Shouts out to Pretty Carly. If you follow on Twitter, man, she loves herself some Taco Charlton, man. I mean, she loves him. I know she'll be happy. She'll be happy. I don't know what if he makes the team. Shouts out to Carly. Who was better, Tracy Porter, Jabari Greer? But I think they were pretty much the same, man. Honestly, I think they was on the same playing field. I won't say one was better than the other. I think that Tracy Porter just gave us more recognizable moments than Jabari Greer did, but I think they both were really solid cornerbacks. TJ, the disrespect on Mike T is real. There are a few talking heads that actually know what they're talking about when it comes to the Saints. Yeah, I mean, you got some of them, and then you got some people I'm not really big fans of, prima donnas like my boy Ryan Clark, people like that. People that just think that, they itch don't stink and, get all emotional and stuff like that when people don't believe what they talking about. Like, I think he was got into it with Mad Dog or something like that. That guy that looks like Skip Bayless. Everybody say he looked like Skip Bayless, be talking all loud and stuff. He was up there. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. Like, come on, man. I never like I like making fun of Ryan Clark every now and then because he is like super emotional. Like, he'll block you for like not believing what he say or calling up on something he said that went wrong. Like real Kappa stuff. like I'm just joking, man. Shouts out to all the Kappas out there. Yeah, man. But I just think like this, man. Look, everybody has an opinion. All right. We go out here, we say these things, and then when we get them wrong, it's not, you can't get mad when somebody call you out and say, well, you said this, right? My biggest issue is when I say something and people misquote me and they say, well, you said, well, you said, you know what I'm saying? Don't give you no props when you right though. You're like, man, you made a point, but when you're wrong, man, you said, you said, like, man, they got some most you saying this mother lovers up in this thing. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I only see certain people when, they rather misquoting what I said or if something does go wrong. That's when they show up. And then they'll hit you with I've been watching for a long time. Appreciate it. TJ, the stuff Ryan Clark does, is that a form of selling out? Look, Ryan Clark is, I'm not going to just completely disrespect the dude. He's really good. He can really, put things together, make people see what he's talking about. The brother, deserves all the success. But I mean, I just think I don't want to say I ain't got no respect for him. I have respect for him. I just think that he a little bit sensitive. Like, he's sensitive to me. Like, he gets mad when people say things, and you know what I'm saying, when they call him on some stuff, or they say, well, I don't believe, you know what I'm saying, I don't believe you right. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm right, then here's why. Like, he'll get mad and all that kind of stuff. Like, he one of them people, man, who he real sensitive. Like, I couldn't even tell you, like, I think maybe, I don't know, man. I just got a bad taste in my mouth. And it has absolutely nothing to do with, you know what I'm saying, like, just his take. I think he good, but I just think that he has this level of arrogance. And out of all the people like I reached out and had experiences with, that I reached out to possibly be on the show, or, you know what I'm saying, possibly get their thoughts on something, he probably gave me my worst experience. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the way he, you know what I'm saying, because he didn't come on. It was more so like, well, I don't like the Saints anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. All you have to do is say, I'm busy, or I'm not interested, or, not at this time. But he made it like, well, I don't really care about the Saints anyway. How many people have we got on this show who have been mainstream reporters and we still talk about the Saints, and we can talk about the NFC South or other football topics. But that just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. And then on top of that, you sensitive and get mad when people call you out. On top of that, I ain't got no respect for that. And now, you know what I'm saying, I don't know. I don't have no respect for anybody like that, like in that regard. But as far as talent, being on TV, he has a great presence. It's no surprise that his podcast, along with Crowder and, you know, I want to say Fred Thomas, right? You know what I'm saying? Not Fred Thomas. Who I'm talking about? The running back. You know, I mean, there's no surprise it's successful. I just can't. It bothers me when people try to dish it but can't take it. I love Roman Harper, but only as a blitzer. Yeah, I like Roman Harper too, man. He a Saints great. TJ, I mean, compromising your take integrity to fit lazy narratives. Well, I mean, he definitely embedded in the show now. I mean, he didn't come too far to turn back around now. I mean, but I mean, look what it got him. I mean, it got him a successful podcast, got him a constant spot on some of the most renowned ESPN shows. So, I mean, he doing this thing. I like I said, I just have a problem when people try to dish it, can't take it, and they try to run away from it. And like I said, that whole interaction with him, nah. If I would like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, who am I? You know, who am I to Ryan Clark? But I mean, I ain't trying to break my neck for him to, you know, want to talk to him. I don't have any interest in doing that. Yeah, I was like 10. Hell, my first Saints game was the game they played the Eagles and Reggie Bush got flatlined. Yeah, while I'm speaking about it, man, it's like Jari Evans, man. Shouts out to Jari Evans. Now, Jari Evans, and some of y'all know, man, Jari Evans been on this show before. And, I'm kind of, cordial with Jari, you know what I'm saying? Like he see like something that I write, you know what I'm saying? He'll like it, you know what I'm saying? And it's been times where, and shouts out to his agent, you know what I'm saying, who I talk with. But it's times where I'll leave a message for Jari Evans, and it'll be like weeks that go by. And he'll be like, oh man, I'm sorry, I just saw this. Like, who am I, you know what I'm saying, for him to reach out? But it's just stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Like just kind stuff like, oh, I was busy, or oh, you know what I'm saying, I like to do it, get with my agent, see what we got some time, stuff like that, right? Not just, you know what I'm saying, like big league and somebody. You're like, okay, I'm this and you that. I don't want to talk about this, so I ain't coming. Like that kind of stuff right there, that kind of rubs me the wrong way. I went school with with his wife, and was that in high school. Dale, what we talking about was what in high school? Kwame Brown will set anybody straight with their mama's cooking. Yeah, he surely would, man. I haven't seen Kwame in a while, man, but yeah, I used to enjoy listening to him. TJ, blessings, TJ. May you and your family be healthy and safe. JT, thank you, man. Yeah, we doing fine right now, man. We almost back at it, man. My wife goes back to work this weekend. I went back to work today. Paxton went back to daycare today. Ronald, thank you very much for the 199. Says Roman Harper, I only love him as a blitzer. I think I read that, and if I didn't, Ronald, I apologize. My bad. What's up, TJ? Donald, what's going on, man? That Jarvis Tyrant pick with the Saints LSU helmets was cold. Still can't believe this is reality. We have them on the team. Yeah, I mean, it's a good look. It's a good look, man. It's a good look. Yeah, I'll go ahead before I get up out of here, man. I'll take a few calls, see what you all have to say. I mean, I talk quite a bit. I talk for an hour and 24 minutes and read comments in between. All right, so I don't know why I got this on the Therapy Calls podcast. I guess I just hit the button, but I guess people on the Therapy Calls podcast getting some sports here tonight. But I put the link down there. I'll take a few calls, and then we're going to go ahead and get up out of here, man, because it's been a very, very long day for your boy. And going to be a very long day tomorrow. Got an event that I got to do for the radio station this weekend. And I don't know, man. I'm trying to get back in the habit, trying to get my stamina back and my energy up. TJ answered Jason David in 0.2 seconds flat. Yeah, because I think he was the worst, to be honest with you. compared to like how much they paid for him, what they wanted him to do. Like that was dumb on their end as the Saints. Like I don't think Mickey Loomis was the coach at the time. I don't think. I mean, what's the GM? I don't know if that was Randy Mueller or not, but that was just absolutely dumb. Like you had a zone nickel cornerback that you paid like man-to-man money. I mean, this dude got burned so bad one time. I remember when the Saints played the Houston Texans. Ironically, they play them this weekend. And Andre Johnson like burnt this dude so bad. He looked like the referee. He looked like Jason Davis, like the you know, like the players be running so fast, but not that one referee that everybody have online. He faster than some of the players. But Jason Davis looked like the referee or something. He looked like he was just running behind to make sure he didn't step out of bounds. That's how bad he got burnt. Like, and it wasn't like, you know, like a player like a busted coverage or something like that, and a guy be wide open, kind of like what Devin Henderson played against, you know, the Patriots right on Monday night. Kind of like that. That was a broken play. But Jason Davis was lined up. He had his socks almost up to his neck, right? You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how I feel about the high socks, right? You can't wear high socks if you ain't trying to shut down the field, okay? Pull your socks down. If you ain't about that high sock life, pull them mugs down. Homeboy had his socks so high, looked like he had a turtleneck on, and then went out there on man-to-man coverage, and just got smoked by 20 yards. I mean, it was the most hilarious thing ever. And for some apparent reason, I guess the football guys or the YouTube guys on the side of Jason Davis, because I can't find that footage nowhere. I mean, I be trying to find, I search high and I search low, but for some apparent reason, I cannot find that footage. I mean, it was embarrassing, man. It's almost like Usain Bolt racing, and he was in his prime, and then you start seeing everybody kind of run behind him. Or kind of similar to like they had this long distance runner, you know what I'm saying, who won the gold in track and field, and she won by like so many meters, and it just seemed like everybody else was like, you know, just cleaning up behind her or something like that. I don't know. But that's how Jason Davis looked. That's how smoked that boy looked on that play. But for some apparent reason, like I said, it's not in the archives. It said the stream. Let's see. I don't know why it don't want to come up. Let's see if this will work. Well, it says StreamYard. I guess, you know what I'm saying, you click on that link and all of a sudden it'll come up. TJ, I saw Nick Underhill on the Pat McAfee show, and he was saying that Sean Payton was kind of a no ass around Saints building. He said the team was much more relaxed. Well, you know, that's a good thing. I think the best thing for Dennis Allen to do is understand that he's not Sean Payton. And you want to make sure that you be yourself, because those players can smell a phony a mile away. We're going to go to Donald. Donald, how you doing?
What's going on, TJ?
I'm doing just fine, man.
Well, first of all, you're absolutely right. DA is not Sean Payton. He has to be DA. He has to do it his way.
Right.
That's just how it comes down to. You got to let Pete Carmichael do it.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? This actually reminds me of like how Bill Walsh left. It was that kid. I just hit my mouth. Bill Walsh left, and George Seifert. He came in and took over, and they won.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. The difference is they won the Super Bowl. We don't know if we won the Super Bowl yet, but that's how I see it. And then Mike Holmgren, he comes in and take over as offensive coordinator, which is Pete Carmichael. But yes.
Right. Well,
that's crazy.
I think the thing about it is, I mean, you have scenarios in history that you can kind of link to a new regime having success. But I mean, look, I'm kind of skeptical, man. I need to see this thing happen. Like I like all the positive things, and I like the video just like everybody else. But I need to see this thing in real time. I need to see these guys going up against some stiff competition. Some guys that can go out there, you know what I'm saying, and don't have a dog in the fight. Like it's easy for a person to, you know what I'm saying, line up against you. This person that you're lining up against understands how important you are to the team. But when a person like playing against you like the Houston Texans, like they don't care. You know what I'm saying? These guys trying to make their respected team. I want to see I want to see it happen in real time, and I definitely want to see it like translate to the regular season. If I start to see like remnants of success, like in that regard, then I get excited. But I mean, a bunch of players with names don't really do it for me, Donald. I mean, I'm excited, but we ain't playing Madden here, man. We not.
No, first of all, I retired from Madden, so I don't even worry about that. I retired. I don't got time for it anymore. Anyway, but hold on. What's your take on training camp so far? Who you like? Who you don't like? What are you concerned about?
For a training camp, man, I take training camp with a grain of salt. Once again, because you see all these different things, man, and shouts out to the media out there, man. They're doing a hell of a job, like giving us all the footage. Man, they doing their thing. They're doing their thing, but
they're doing their thing, man.
What I need, like I said, I just need to see it in real time. The only thing that I'm really paying attention to, Donald, is the injury report. I don't want to see anybody seriously hurt. Now I get it. These guys are professionals. Look, there is no half speed to a professional. Great. There is not, right? People talk about how Michael Thomas goes balls to the wall every practice. Cam Jordan, same way. I just want to make sure that they win the battle of attrition. And besides that, you know what I'm saying, some of the toughness, maybe some of the grit that they talking about they have translate to the regular season. I mean, I just want to make sure that these guys get in. And in between, I guess you can talk about the running back position, maybe like some rookies or somebody that's like on a bubble trying to make the team. I would love to see what they can do. But besides that, I don't have anything really invested in training camp. I just want to see these guys get healthy, especially the guys we need to win.
Yeah, because Pete Warner, he was dealing with a hamstring injury. Now he's dealing with a groin injury. I'm like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah,
that's not good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not good, but I mean, hopefully, he'll be able to be here for the regular season, and those injuries. I'd rather they have these injuries right now. We still got 3 weeks before the season starts, versus having these injuries going into the season. So if that means that he needs to sit down for a little while and not take as many reps, but he's be ready for the game versus the Falcons, I'm all for it, man.
Yeah, take the ice baths. Take some of them ice baths.
Yeah.
Get the body flowing. That's crazy. Yeah. But you know what's crazy? They cut Malcolm Brown. They actually feel more comfortable with the running back room. That's actually good.
Yeah. I mean, because here's the thing. All the guys that we see here, they're familiar with. Devon Zigbo, he was doing pretty good. Look, if when he was here before, if it was a year like this, he would have made the team. It was the fact that space was just so deep. This was the year, I want to say, when Alvin Kamara was out here. Yeah. I mean, you had so you had a bunch of guys that were already here. That, you know what I'm saying, that was already established. So the room was already where you needed it to be. And I think that he fell victim to that. But Devon Zigbo, they familiar with him. Dwayne Wash, they familiar with him. Most likely he's going to be on special teams. Abram Smith is the only question mark that you have. But based on the money that they paid him as an undrafted rookie,
that's a very big deal.
It tells you right here that they want him to be part of the team. So worst case scenario, he probably end up on a practice squad. So so that's what I'm looking at, man. That's what I'm looking at, and that's what I'm looking forward to watching.
I'm saying that reminds you of like a guy like a Chris Ivory, how he was when he came in. Nobody knew who he was. He came in all of a sudden. He came out of nowhere. I'm like, oh shit, where did he come from? And other than that, it's just crazy, man. That's how it is, though.
Yeah, but Don, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for your commentary, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but thank you.
All right, take it easy. Yeah, man. I mean, look, I'm not really big on names. I'm big on production. I'm gonna say that again. I'm not big on names. I'm big on production. What are you gonna do when the season starts? Are we gonna be able to count on you? Are we gonna be able to look at you and be like, man, this is the guy that's gonna give us the results that we're looking for? I understand that how we feel about star power. It's great, right? I think we see in a comment about Jarvis Landry and Tyrann Mathieu being on a team, and I can't believe it. Look at the picture. Oh, that's good. All those optics, that's great. But what are you going to do when the season starts? Are we going to be able to count on you? Okay. And sometimes they don't always come in ways or individuals that we expect to be big time. I just want these guys to go out there and perform. Okay. Give me a running back that can get the job done. Give me some guys that can go out and hit the linebacker position that we can count on to be where they need to be, that can do some sound tackling, be fundamentally sound, and I'll be fine. Everybody, here's the reality. Everybody's not going to be an all-pro. Everybody's not going to be a Pro Bowler. But that does not mean that there's not a place for those individuals in order for them to contribute in a big way. And that's what I'm looking for. That's what I need. Trying to decide between the Raiders or Rams home game to hit with my schedule for work. Which do you think would be a better to go to? Honestly, man, both teams have really good stadiums, right? Both of stadiums are no more than 2 years old, right? So I think that it would be a great experience. My suggestion, based on what you're trying to say and what you're doing, is to whoever's the closest at that particular time. Like whoever's closest to you, that's where I would go. That's what I would go. And then I would wait for another opportunity to go to the other game. That would be my advice to you, to do it that way. But both stadiums, it should be a great experience. I'm gonna try to go to Los Angeles for WrestleMania next year. Try to get talk my wife into it. She seemed like she ain't interested. Like she didn't have a good time when we went to WrestleMania when it was in New Orleans. We're gonna move on. I see Cash Black, but it says device not connecting, so look like having some connection issues. So I'll go with Mike. Mike, how you doing? All right. I think we're having some issues with Mike there. So I just kick you out so you can just dial back in if you want to speak. Let's see. I meant our home games versus them. Oh, okay, our home games. Okay, I'm thinking you talking about going to like their home stadium. Well, to me, I think that it's always a great matchup when the Saints play the Rams. I think that would be a very good. Mike, don't you supposed to be asleep, man? Hold on, man. I ain't about to get you in trouble with your mama, man. Nah, man. I heard his mom in the background, man. Look, Mike, I ain't trying to embarrass you, man, but I ain't about to get no problem. I don't want no problems with mama. Okay, I don't want no problem with mama. Okay, if mama be like, okay, he can talk, fine. But hey, man, it's your first day of school tomorrow. I know you're excited. I know you're amped up. I know you're hyped. You want to talk about the team, man, but you need to get that sleep. And I don't want no problems with mama. All right. I'm in our home games versus them. Yeah, 13-4 easy. I went twice here to WrestleMania when it came to New Orleans. I went to WrestleMania 3 times. I went both times when it was in New Orleans, and I went to the one in Dallas. Let's see, 17-0. I think that it suffice that you have this marijuana leaf as your profile. I think that suffice. What's going on, man? TJ going hit you with the hell to the nah. Yeah, I gotta hit him with that, man. Mike, I love him. Mike, a good kid. Glad every time he called, but I gotta hit him.
Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no.
Nah. Too late tonight. We're gonna take a few more and then we can go ahead and get up out of here. Let me see. Mike says hi. Yeah, Mike, I don't want no problem, man. I don't want no trouble. No trouble. Let's see some of the. I want to make sure I ain't missing anybody. It looks like I pretty much got everybody. 164 people here live right now. 165. Ask that you hit that like button if you have not already. I really appreciate that. Damien says, hey, TJ, I just arrived, but was that Mike that's supposed to be in bed for school? Exactly. Yeah. For those that don't know, then check out the Therapy Couch podcast that we did. Mike chimed in, said that he needed to, go to bed because it was his first day of school on tomorrow. And I heard his mom in the background saying, yeah, he needs to be in bed. Then he trying to sneak call in. Nah, we ain't doing that. Okay. Honor thy father and thy mother, and your days shall be long upon this earth. Let's see. What up, TJ and all the peeps in the chat? Ryan, thank you for being here, man. Thank you for being here. I'm trying to remember if I'm missing anything. Oh, Andy Dalton, right? Can we talk about Andy Dalton before we get up out of here? Andy Dalton turning back the clock, looking like 12 o'clock Andy. And those that have been following the State of the Saints podcast for 5 years, you already know. I feel like there's two different Andy Daltons, right? There's 12 o'clock Andy, and then there's primetime Andy. Primetime Andy, not so much. 12 o'clock Andy, this guy throw about 3 or 4 touchdowns. I mean, Andy Dalton is a talented quarterback. I think he has his moments, okay? Kind of reminds me of Romo. Seriously, he reminds me of a Tony Romo, right? Not going to be all-world quarterback, but you put him in a game, he'll make some things happen. He'll generate a little bit of excitement. He'll make it interesting. But then you have games where you like, man, what in the world is he doing, right? But he played pretty good. I mean, so much that, you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, they cracked the joke. They said, I know Bobby Abel was happy. Was happy that the way that he played today, felt like he was right about his take about, you know, Andy Dalton. But, man, I'm seeing all these takes talking about people talking about it's a quarterback controversy. Like, man, what are y'all talking about? Like, you got to be kidding me. There's no quarterback controversy. Only in your mind. TJ, no, you're not saying Andy is hot and cold like Kurt Warner. Look, I mean, Kurt Warner was on fire, man. I ain't gonna lie. Kurt Warner used to be a fool. And I mean, you can't put Kurt Warner in that conversation because Kurt Warner took not one, but 2 snake-bitten franchises to the Super Bowl. Okay, so I'm not gonna disrespect the great Kurt Warner like that. And not to mention, Kurt Warner used to carve us up like a Thanksgiving turkey every time he played us when he was in his prime versus the Rams. So I will not put him in that conversation. But I will say Romo. And that's kind of who he reminds me of. Also remind me a little bit of a let me see. Remind me a little bit of a Jake Plummer too, man. A little Jake Plummer in him. Jake Plummer had some good moments, right? Not gonna win nothing. You know what I'm saying? Probably win you some games. But you know, kind of remind me a little bit of that Jake Plummer type. I'm trying to think about middle of the pack. You know, a little bit of Denver Bronco, Jake Cutler. With a little bit more heart, by the way. Look, if Jay Cutler had some heart, I think that he probably would have been a little bit more decent. But I just think that the fact that he was in the NFC Championship game and they had him on that bike and he was pedaling and they want to go back in the game, I think it kind of sealed his fate. TJ, do you remember Fred Smoot? Yeah, I remember Fred Smoot. Fred Smoot played for the then Washington Redskins, played for the Saints. He wasn't the guy that stole out of Deuce McAllister locker. Now, that one I don't think that was Fred Smoot, but that was another Saints play. He used to play for the Redskins, was a wide receiver, I believe. I want to say, was it Connell? I think it was Connell who stole out of Deuce McAllister locker. I think he stole that man Rolex. Was like, man, no, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Yeah, it was you, fool. They said that Andy was playing better than Jameis at training camp. They say what they want, but I don't think that was true. I think that, man, I mean, goal line situations. I mean, I'll be out there balling too if I was throwing Michael Thomas the ball 4 times. He caught 4 touchdowns. I mean, throwing 50-50 balls to Michael Thomas. I mean, that's a no-brainer. Trent Green, back when he was with the Chiefs. Yeah, I will admit Jake Plummer was great. You tripping, TJ? Great. For the second time today.
Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no.
I mean, his nickname was great, but he wasn't Jake the Snake Plummer. But Jake Plummer was not great. Okay, the great Jake the Snake. The only great Jake the Snake they had was Roberts, the inventor of the DDT. Okay, it wasn't Jake Plummer. It was Jake Roberts. If you want to say Jake Roberts, Jake the Snake Roberts was great. Yeah, I'll give you that. Trust me, right? But Jake Plummer, nah, no sir. TJ, who was the best left tackle in Saints history? The best left tackle in Saints history. Best left tackle? I have to say Armstead. Let's say Armstead probably was the best left tackle. I mean, let me see. I put Bushrod up there too. Bushrod was pretty good. Willard Rowe play guard? He played guard, right? Or he played a little bit of tackle too. Somebody refresh my memory. I don't know why I'd be thinking like Willard Rowe played guard. But yeah, if he played, yeah. I mean, as far as offensive line, period. I mean, the greatest, go without saying, is Willard Rowe. I knew of Willie Roaf, but I was kind of. I mean, I'm gonna be real. Like, I know Willie Roaf is, of course, but man, y'all know when you're young, you're a kid, you ain't paying attention to no offensive line like that, right? You know what I'm saying? You ain't really paying no attention to them dudes, right? And I don't think you understand and appreciate the greatness of those guys. So even though I knew who Willie Roaf was, even though I knew who Willie Roaf was, I don't think I appreciated his greatness. But yes, yeah, he's the greatest. He's the greatest offensive line of all time for the Saints. Can't get ish without a plumber. Yeah, I like what you did there, but you're absolutely right. But at the same time, man, that ball trash. But I have to take this moment because I forgot. I got to do a make good. This show has been brought to you by Manscaped.com. Today's episode is sponsored by our friends at Manscaped, the leader in below the waist grooming. It's back to school time, and we want to make sure that you pack the essentials to have your best year yet. The Manscaped 4th Generation Performance Package is just that. Be ready for whatever is in your daily schedule this year. It is a perfect package for the package and includes the brand new Lawnmower 4.0. Fellas, go for the valedictorian of ball trimming and join the 6 million men worldwide by going to manscaped.com, using the promo code State of Saints. Jamal Brown, when healthy, was better than Jahmai Bushride. Boy.
Hell no, to the no, hell to the no.
We just gonna do a hell to the no moments on that. Jamal Brown, man, one more time.
Hell no, to the no, hell to the no.
What Sean Payne said, I've seen enough. Roaf would have stayed with the Saints if not for Joe. Barbara, you messy. You messy for that. It's true Dalton was playing better than Jameis today, but Jameis wasn't practicing. Yeah, that's saying a lot. I mean, we don't know how Jameis would have performed. And Jameis was getting better, right? The last time I want to say he had a good run at it, he was 6 for 6. So, I mean, he wasn't turning the ball over. So, before Horn got Rolf wife. Man, y'all boys messy, man. Hey, TJ, is it possible Taysom can be a threat like Redskin, Logan Thomas, them being ex-quarterbacks? Yeah, I think that Taysom can have a really good chance of being really, really good at the tight end. TJ, the scenario is 2nd and 7. Do you give it to Deuce or Pierre? Depends on the situation, right? Out 2nd and 7 depends on what's on the line. Okay, if the Saints got the lead and they just trying to wear the clock down, then I'm giving it to Deuce McAllister. If I need to matriculate the ball up the field, then I'm going with Pierre Thomas on the screen game, the greatest screen runner of all time, in my opinion. He up there to me with Roger Craig. Keen Arthur, that's a tough one. I just think, not to me, I think it depends on the scenario. Yeah, Taysom is basically Tim Tebow, and Tebow is a good tight end.
Hell no, to the no, hell to the no.
Come on, man. Tebow ain't played enough tight end. He ain't played tight end long enough to change his draws, man. Come on. I mean, nah. I ain't about to Taysom a better tight end than Tim Tebow is. Because I see him play the tight end position. I ain't seen Tim Tebow. That's alleged. I would have to Google Horn and Roaf. Yeah. Good times. The 90s Saints fans know about that. Before injury, Winston was 60 and 67 in camp. LOL, what the hell is going on? I don't know what's going on, man. Some people talk about Tim Tebow. He up there in the same conversation as a Taysom Hill at tight end. And Tim Tebow didn't play tight end long enough to complete a sentence. All right, we're going to end the show tonight, and we're going to go to Jerry. Jerry, how you doing, man?
Doing good, TJ. How about yourself, bro? How you feeling, my brother?
Man, I'm doing fine, man. I'm just enjoying the show tonight, having some laughs. Wonder what some of the people think and talking about Tim Tebow. at the tight end position, man.
Now you already know, TJ. You know when they like you know you want to give the people what they want. They want to hear that Bishop Bullwinkle when they say
obviously, man. Yeah, obviously, man. Yeah, you gotta give it to them, man, especially when they talking like that.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no.
Yeah, we got hit with the no, man. Yeah, Jerry, but are you still there, man? What you got for us?
Yeah, not a whole lot, man. I mean, everybody just need to stop hating on Michael Thomas, bro. Yeah, this is why, TJ, why I do not, once again, don't listen to the media, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who it is.
Right.
The fact of the matter is, Michael Thomas is coming back stronger than ever.
Right.
So they can talk about him as much as they please. The fact of the matter is, that dude is practicing his ass off out there. Mm-hmm. That man's going to be comeback player of the year. And I don't care who it is. Michael Thomas is coming back with a vengeance, bro. After 2 years being on the sideline, this man is busting his ass off to try to get this team get back to where they need to be.
Right.
And that's all I got, bro.
I mean, look, I'm excited to see what Michael Thomas can do. Ain't no surprise to me, man. I think this dude takes a lot of pride, his nutrition, his ability to play the position. And in some ways, man, I got to give this man respect because this guy took a lot of scrutiny, especially from fans, reporters like Jeff Duncan, all different types of things. People like, man, why he ain't coming back? Why he ain't trying to help the team? But this dude waited for him to waited for to be 100% to get back out there and play. So I got a lot of respect for that. I got to get a man props, and hopefully he can be the receiver that we know he can be. You got anything else, Jerry?
Nah, not a lot, man. I'm just ready for Saturday to see what this team gonna do, bro. And much as preseason. I mean, it's all right, but you already know I'm ready. I'm ready for September. I'm ready to. Now remember, last year we ended in Atlanta beating them Falcons, and we're gonna start the season off again beating the Falcons. So get y'all Who That Nation, get your pots ready because we got some roasted Falcons to cook.
Yeah, man. Let's make sure that we cook them up real good, man, out there in Atlanta. Yep. But Jared, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the call, and call back anytime.
Yes, sir, TJ. You have a good night, and shouts out to everybody in the chat. Y'all have a good night, and we'll chop it up on the next time. So y'all be blessed.
All right, man. You too, man. Take care.
All right, take care.
All right. Yeah, man. Look, I'm looking forward to the regular season. I just want to make sure that these players that we need are healthy going into the season. Read a few more comments, then we'll just get up out of here. I feel better about getting hell no a couple months ago. Don't worry, Jerry. Pierre Thomas gonna shine and shut them all up. Who that? Pierre Thomas or Michael Thomas? I guess you're talking about Michael Thomas. I said Pierre Thomas, he didn't shut him up years ago, okay? He even got a ring. But yeah, we get what you're saying, Michael Thomas. Rumor has it is Joe Johnson, not Joe Horn. That was World's wife. Hey, TJ, Mike T actually looked at that wide receiver roster and said, let me get my, what out there quick. Yeah, I think he was ready, man. He went out there and he was cooking. I must say, man, I like CJ Gardner-Johnson, but this was not his best showing. Seemed like every video that you've seen out there in the one-on-ones, man, he was out there getting posterized. And it's not a good look, man. But I don't know, man. I seen some stuff on Twitter. I don't know. I don't want to, say that's subliminal or whatever like that, but it seemed like he was upset. I'm talking TJ Gardner-Johnson. I'm pretty sure, this guy wants to get paid. He's taking it easy. I just want to see this man get paid. I think he deserves to get paid. And hopefully the Saints can go ahead and get this thing done. Who all coming to the game? Yeah, I'm coming to the Atlanta Falcons game. I'll be there. TJ, what you think about the new quarterback they signed today? I think he's a nice spot filler, okay? if you don't want to get your starting quarterback hurt, he ain't gonna play. Go ahead and let's put this guy in the game. You know what I'm saying? Let him get tenderized on the third and fourth quarter and stuff like that, and save your backup quarterback. Maybe save a guy like Ian Book. Okay, his claim to fame is when he threw for like 500 plus yards against LSU in week 1 a couple seasons back. I want to say that was 2020. Costello, is that his name? He played for Mississippi State. But my thing about it is, in order for him to make T, he gonna have to call his brother. He gonna have to call Abbott and Costello in order for him to make T. I'm sorry, it ain't happening. Okay, this dude is just here for a spot filler. Okay, all right, but he gonna need some help. He gonna need Laura and Hardy, Curly, Larry and Mo, the Marks brothers, Abbott and Costello. It ain't happening, man. TJ, do you think this defense will be able to double Mike T with Olave, Landry, and Hardy on the field? No, I don't. That's why it's going to be very fun to watch. I think some games they're going to be able to. And they're going to have other games they won't. Yeah, but that's how I feel about it, man. These boys ain't winning nothing. I mean, KJ Costello, he ain't winning nothing. This man gonna get himself a nice little NFL check, okay? Maybe be able to get that 2-bedroom, 2-bath, you know what I'm saying, with the check, or maybe, you know what I'm saying, start that business. But he ain't making the Saints. Traquan Smith's season, he has more catches than Mike T. Because Mike T just started doing 7-on-7s, but stay tuned. Hit me up, TJ, when you come down. I'll get you some high sizes. They'll sound like a plan. Hey, TJ, I know you give Kevin White hell, but by far he has the potential that Eric Boyd ever did. Oh man. To be honest with you, that's not a far-fetched statement. When you want to talk about agility, ability, speed, yes, he did. But when it comes to overall wide receiver play, I gotta hit you with it.
Hell no, to the no, hell to the no.
TJ, what's up with the prediction show, brother? That's coming in week 3. That's coming in week 3 of preseason. Michael Thomas is the Spider-Man of receivers. Yeah, he definitely catch everything. And then we have Damian Laughing and Who That Family. But I want to say thank you all, man, for checking out the State of the Saints podcast. This was fun, man. I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed you. Hope you enjoyed me. And if you enjoyed me, hit the subscribe button, okay? Subscribe to the YouTube channel today, youtube.com, search The State of the Saints podcast. Shouts out to everybody that donated to the State of the Saints podcast tonight. Thank you to everybody that commented, called in, chimed in, no matter what you was talking about. Shouts out to Willie Butler. We're going to make sure we work on them cleats, even though I feel like I'm going to be wasting money. Still, thank you for chiming in. Thank you for everybody for making this show exactly what it is. Shouts out to everybody in the chat, excluding the spam that's tried to come in. Just shows you that we're working hard here at the State of the Saints podcast. Previous episodes available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM. Also, check us out on Facebook.com. Search The State of the Saints podcast. Follow me on Twitter at TJAYJones8. Have a good morning, noon, night, whenever you're checking out this podcast. And like always, all I got to say is,